No one else can touch my heart like you do. And I could search for all eternity long and find there is none like you. Oh, there is none like you. No one else can touch my heart like you do. And I could search for all eternity long and find there is none like you.
Your mercy flows like a river so wide,
Like you. No one else can touch my heart like you do. And I could search for all eternity long and find there is none like you. Oh, there is none like you. No one else can touch my heart like you do. And I could search for all eternity long and find there is none like you.
your mercy flows like a river so wide.
Why is the screen so? Oh, well, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are
Greetings,
you?
greetings. Oh, wow, you're beautiful.
Thank
Hi.
you.
How are you?
Hi, I'm doing really good. Thank you for
Well,
asking.
thank you for joining us. I don't know what all our team has told you about our actual platform, but this is a platform predominantly for women producers, agriculture producers. But most importantly, this month we are setting a platform for our sheroes, our veteran
Okay,
women in agriculture. And thank you so very much for your service.
thank you.
I am not going to say your name. I'm going to let you introduce yourself as far as your name, what branch of the military, as well as what part of agriculture you're participating in and you're exercising.
Okay, well, my name is Joy Hughes. I served in the Army right out of high school, and as soon as I entered into service, our country went to war. So I was actively in Operation Iraqi Freedom. Um, trans- Transition years later, marriage, husband, children. We started an actual farm, um, kind of like in the heartland of America. And so we have a poultry farm that produces organic, no GMO, no steroids, no antibiotics, no yucky stuff, all the good things in chicken, as well as eggs in our local community. So really exciting venture for me and my family as well.
So you said, what war did you serve in?
Operation Iraqi Freedom.
Oh,
So I was actively deployed in Iraq as soon as the war started. So that was an interesting time in my life, to say the
I
least.
bet. Coming right out of high school?
Right out of high school, yes.
Wow, that is scary and definitely exciting and all the above. And here you are, bringing it
Hmm.
back full circle again, serving again, and serving, helping the community to be, healthy, safe, really, food safety. Giving them
Yeah.
healthy food is all about safety when you think about it. And
I,
again, I thank you.
yeah, and food security as well. Some of the communities don't have access to fresh products, whether it be produce or protein. And
Right.
so that's a major component to what we do as well, just providing food security to those communities that don't really have access to that. Um, so yeah. Hmm.
Thank you, thank you. I'm not sure if you want to share what state you're in. You said middle of the country. I
Hmm.
consider we're middle of the country. We're in Oklahoma City, the headquarters
Oh,
of the organization.
yeah,
So where are you
that's
located?
exactly where I'm in Oklahoma as well.
Heartland. Okay, okay. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. So what? Where here in Oklahoma are you?
I am about 30 minutes south of Tulsa in a little
Okay.
tiny city called Beggs.
I
Yeah.
heard of Bex.
Hmm. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
very familiar with Bex because I think we used to be, our basketball teams used to be rivalries. I'm from the small
Yes.
town of Wewoka originally. So,
Okay. Yes,
yes,
I've heard of that as well.
yes,
Yes.
very
Okay. Yep.
small. Small town girls did big things in the world. And I
That's
think
true.
that
Yeah. Hmm.
our small town girl really helped shape America because we see it from a very small, underserved, restricted area, not exposed, and then
Hmm.
going out in the world and bringing it back like how you are, and then providing those locally grown foods. Um, as far as the chicken farm, what
Hmm.
type of chickens are they?
So we have laying hens, which are chickens that lay eggs specifically. So we have that type of chicken. And then we have a second type of chicken that we raise for meat. Now, the ones we raise for meat are called Cornish cross, and they're bred to kind of grow really quickly.
Oh,
So they're on an 8-week cycle. So in
oh,
8 weeks, we can produce hundreds of pounds of chicken for our local communities.
okay.
And we are able to also source the feed that we feed them. Not only do they have sunshine and bugs and fresh air and grass that they eat on a regular basis, we
Okay.
source a nutritionally dense feed that we feed them, that we make sure the nutritionist, you know, specifically pinpoints what we want the animal to eat, because
Mm-hmm.
what they eat affects how we feel when we eat them. And
Most
so
definitely.
we're very, very strategic about that and specific, because we only want the highest quality ingredients for our Cornish cross chickens.
Cornish cross chicken.
They're meat chickens, yeah,
And
for
the
meat.
meat chickens, and they literally, you start them from baby chick up to 8 weeks and they're ready to eat. Am I hearing you correctly?
Yeah, yes, that's absolutely right. We source the chicks from local hatcheries. And
Okay,
so it's kind of like a chain, like
nice.
local hatcheries are hatching chicks, and we're connecting with them, and they're providing for us, and we're providing for the community as well. So we're using local products all in this area, and
I
just
love
supporting
it.
other businesses as they support us. Hmm.
That is phenomenal. So
Yeah.
I didn't even know that we had such a hatchery, as you call it, that actually produced the chickens, this type of chicken, and then you are like the incubator. You grow the chicken, am I correct,
Yes.
to that age, and then you guys sell it off to, I guess,
Mhm.
grocery stores or local producers or, just family.
Restaurants.
Oh, nice.
Primarily, we are at the farmers market, which
I
is a
love
great
it.
kind of
Mhm.
like outlet for us as a small family farm because
Mhm.
we get to connect with consumers. And so we are kind of like, hey, let our family, let us be your chicken farmer. We want to connect with you. We want you to know that we care. And so
Exactly.
the farmers market is a great avenue for that, where we can connect with consumers. But we also, sell to local restaurants who are interested in that specific type of product, as well as grocery stores.
Wow. I'm just blown away. And that's what I love this platform because it lets the world know what women and minority women are doing in America. Because we
Yeah,
are
and it's
well
amazing. I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, it's hard work. I don't want to sugarcoat it and make it seem like we just woke up and started a farm.
Yeah,
It's hard work.
most
Um, there's joys and then there's loss because with
definitely.
livestock,
Mhm.
and the weather and other avenues that affect them, they die. And so it has a piece of your heart in it as well as you're
Of course.
stewarding the land and kind of growing and producing because things happen and you learn through experience. But we are out here and we're actually doing different things, to help serve our communities in every way.
Most definitely. Just for you to have an actual business in
Mhm.
itself, that shows that you are consistent in servantship. You're serving, you're being a steward of the land to help us be healthy people on earth. I want to ask, do you participate in any USDA programs to help with your farm?
I had participated during COVID because that was a difficult time, and
Mhm.
one USDA program, but um, not on a regular basis. If something comes up or if there's an opportunity, I'd be happy to kind of read and look into it and research it. And I'm open to different ventures that the USDA may bring. But as of now, not necessarily. Mm-mm.
Well, this is your lucky day because there are so many, as you know, as far as being a veteran, there are benefits, but there are even greater benefits, or I shouldn't say greater. There are several benefits within the USDA for veterans that are interested in agriculture. There are some set aside fundings for you to assist you with your operation of farm operations.
Okay.
So we would love to connect you to our local Oklahoma State Department of Agriculture in Stillwater,
Okay.
Natural Resource Conservation Services, that's NRCS. We
Hmm.
would love to try to get you connected with them because they could come out and assist you with the water system, fencing.
Wow.
If you want to do like a high tone, like a cheaper version of, I like to explain it as a cheaper version of a greenhouse, but they have set aside funding for you. And I can see you're Native American.
No.
No,
Mm-mm. African American. Mhm.
oh really? Wow, gorgeous. I'm just like looking up. Well, there's set aside for that as well.
Sure. Yeah.
That's that funding for minorities due to just past discriminations and stuff, except by NRCS. NRCS that's one of the many agencies of USDA is really intentional and will
Okay.
help. They will help, and
Okay.
that's NRCS. And I would love for them to meet you, and I would like to highlight you as well, if you would be willing.
Oh,
We have a second Veteran Women in Agriculture conference coming up in Atlanta, Georgia. And you don't have to be
mhm.
there in person, but you can come virtually. And I would like for you just to kind of tell what you do, and you can even record yourself, send us a
Oh,
little,
wow.
yeah. And therefore,
Mhm.
that encourages other women in agriculture, veteran women in agriculture, to get involved. Like, hey, here's another avenue to add to your resources, and it's
Okay.
also, I'm sure, therapeutic from the actual service that you all had to do or have done. Um, Again, thank you. I keep saying I always give you guys your virtual flowers because it's nothing like a shero that's out there, even back there, surfing again. And I know, like
Mhm.
you said, it's hard. It's hard work to stay consistent. Till you have layers as well as meat. To
Mhm. Yes. Yes.
wow.
Mhm.
So you all heard it from her. So can you
Mhm.
kind of go back over how you all make a living from and the name of the chickens? You
Sure.
have the layers, and then go back over who you sell to, because the whole idea of this is to mix ideas and connect people to you. Even if you want to promote your farm for them to contact you, please do
Okay.
so.
Okay. I just want to kind of touch on this a little bit because I think it's an important part of my story.
Yes.
I am not from Oklahoma. We moved to Oklahoma about 3+ years ago, not
Okay.
quite 4 years yet. I am a California girl, born and raised
Okay.
in the suburbs in LA County. And
Okay.
so we were just feeling a pull to move, and it was the right call for I think our family to move, and we were able to come upon a farm and actually purchase it. So that was just a blessing for us without the intention of becoming farmers. And so I
Wow.
say that to kind of encourage other people, you don't necessarily have to have it in your heart, because I was not I am now, but when I moved I was not the farming type.
You
Just
definitely
being
don't
raised.
give that as a farmer, and that's what's so unique. You definitely don't give off farmer. I mean,
Yeah.
you give off urban beauty
Hmm.
girl, beauty queen, all the above. And see, that's what's so unique about this platform, to show others that look like us. You can make that bag and egg if you really
Yeah.
grind it. That's what we
Hmm.
want to do, and show that you can keep all the glam, because that's
Uh-huh.
what we do. Um,
That's
so
right.
you guys
Changing the
just put it.
dynamic of changing the dynamic of what farming actually looks like and what farming actually is. Because I think that there's a history that farmers aren't really the best, uh, they don't have the best outlook, and they don't have the highest education. But I'm educated. I have a degree in English language and literature. I have a family. I have all the things that kind of put me on this scale. But I want to change the dynamic of what actually farming looks like, because it can look different. You can have a family. You can actually change your life
Mhm.
depending on the season of life that you're in. So, in this season of my life, I am here and I have my hands in the soil of the land in which I own. And I'm watching my children blossom and grow as they learn to problem solve, and they learn to do different things on the farm using their strength and their understanding. And so it doesn't necessarily look like what the past has said that it's supposed to look like. It can change, and you can become that person that is just changing the community that you're in. So our farm name is Beggs Pasture Raised Chicken and Eggs. We pasture raise our chickens. We move them every day. They are you know spaced out evenly. They have fresh grass, they have bugs to eat, they have sunshine, like it's supposed to be. And they're not fed and pumped with all these antibiotics and yucky stuff that really just harm your body as you consume it. No, we are very specific about making sure that our livestock are really being fed only natural products that come from the earth. And so we're here in Beggs, Oklahoma. We serve at the farmers market. If you're local, you can come and see us. We'd be happy to chat and say hi with you. We raise about 600 birds per 8-week cycle. So we continuously have chicks and meat chicks going to the processor. And we continuously have things going on our farm, whether it's with our laying hens, and it's a kind of like a tornado storm, and we're out there in the rain and we're all getting drenched, or we just have baby chicks in the brooder. We have a lot going on our farm here. We have a 40-acre farm that we're just, oh goodness, that we're learning to kind of manage, because, like I said earlier, we are from LA County. We had no prior experience. We are first generation farmers. And so we're learning as we put our boots on the ground. And so it's possible, and we're thriving. And so it's possible to
So
move
there,
in
there
all
it
these
is right
different
there.
ways.
And you're thriving, and you've been here for 3 years, and you
Mhm.
have just went leaps and bounds of, because you know why? Because you stayed in it consistently.
Yes, through
And,
the
and that's
rainstorms. through the windstorms, through the tornado threats, through the monsoon,
Yes.
through
Oh,
the ice storms, through it
yes.
all, we've maintained. And our heart is really to upbuild the community
Mhm.
that we live in and surrounding regions. Like that's our heart as a family. And so I think that that's why we're able to maintain because we're not just looking inward, we're looking
Yes.
outward and saying, how can we help? Mhm.
You are a phenomenal woman, honey. Your story is global, baby, like they always say. You're worldwide, really
Wow.
worldwide. Because it's so far and few that look like you and educated, and then you served your country, and then you turned around,
Mhm.
you had your family, you turned around, you're serving your country again, and you're producing these chickens that lay eggs, as well as you're raising from chicks up to 8 weeks old, and providing your community, serving your community, and making sure they have good locally grown food, chicken
Yeah.
protein. This
Yes.
is just
Got it.
great. It's just
Oh, that's really
it's
encouraging.
right here in
Thank you.
Oklahoma, Beggs, Oklahoma, and it's called Beggs
Mhm.
Family Farm.
It's called Beggs Pasture Raised Chicken and Eggs. So
Okay,
it's
great.
the name of our business is exactly what we do. We pasture raise
Period.
chicken and eggs. Hmm.
Wow. So, what is your next venture? I mean, do you want to go into another industry of agriculture, or you want to stick with chickens, or you want to branch off and add to the chickens, like diversify?
Hmm. Well, we've been talking back and forth about kind of doing lamb, pasture raised lamb, and
Ooh,
then
yeah.
pasture raised pork. But it's just a learning experience, and we're just getting the chickens, I think, to a place where we're really comfortable and we have a system set up where we can actually manage it and maintain it. And so that just might be our next venture. We might just go ahead and get some lamb on the farm because I think that that's a commodity for different consumers that they're looking for. Um, and then after that, maybe we'll go into pork. I don't know. We're just kind of gauging it and I think, the biggest kind of like reserve that I have is that I don't want them to die. And so it's, it's kinda like I gotta get it right in my mind first before I actually get the actual livestock. For me, in my opinion, not just
Exactly. You have to
everybody.
have your stuff together. You're just not gonna
Yeah.
jump out there.
Yeah,
You
so
want to
that
make
I
sure
don't
you
harm them.
yes.
Yeah, I don't wanna make it worse for them. I actually want them the livestock, I mean, to have a really good environment where they're here. So I just have to get my mind
Right.
in the right place and then I can bring the livestock here. So, but right now chickens are really great. They're doing great. We have some in the brooder right now. We just took some to be processed. And we have
What's
laying
called
hens
you call
right
it a brooder?
the brooder is the baby chicks need to be kind of babied when they're hatched, just like a little tiny baby. Um, they just need, maybe about 4 weeks of just extra care, extra heat,
Uh-huh.
extra observance, and we just watch over them. And so we have this shed that we've converted into like a baby chick shed. And so we
Like
have heat lamps in there. We have it really nice and cozy. So as they're growing, as they enter into this world and they're growing, they're about a day old when we get them. We get them
look at
into
this
this
is
nice
mother
warm environment.
nurturing.
Yes, until they're old enough and they get some feathers on them where they're able to withstand the wind and the
Uh-huh.
rain and the different elements of life. And so, at about 4 or 5 weeks, we take them out of the brooder and we put them outside. And
Uh-huh.
we watch them carefully. And of course, we have, them in, protective mobile chicken coops.
Yes.
I
Yes.
call them mobile so that we can move them so
That's
that
a
we protect them from predators and things of that sort.
of
But yeah,
course.
the brooder is just a little baby chick
How
incubator thing
cute.
where we warm them and keep them safe until they're strong enough to kind of go outside.
So are you on social media or do you have a website if people
Hmm.
wanted to get in contact with you to learn more about, your chickens?
Yes, we do. We are on Facebook, and our
Okay.
Facebook name is the name of our business. It's Beggs Pasture Raised Chicken and eggs. And then if you go on there, you'll see some of the different things that we've been doing
Okay.
throughout the years, and you kind of get a feel for who we are and what we stand for. There's also pictures on there as well, and information about my family, just kind of like a little glimpse of
Yes.
who's behind me and all of this. I have boys, and so
Okay.
that's great, especially on a
That's
farm.
really, that's
Uh,
wonderful.
it's great to see them kind of taking ownership of some of the different things that we do, and actually reaping in the harvest of some of the things that we do as well. And so you'll get a glimpse of my family and kind of some of the things that we're doing on the farm here now.
Oh, you are just wonderful. I'm just sitting here going, wow, you just don't, this is how you don't know. And why we want the platform for people to know that you have Black
Yeah.
women that are out
Hmm.
here holding it down. And we're the little
Yeah.
kept, well kept secret because you know what? We are producing better people. And I think that's part of the discriminations, the barriers that we have because we are
Hmm.
known to be producers and conquerors of what we do, just like how we helped build the United States. And here we are now. Our women, we've been nurturing and having babies, and which produces new farmers. As from the beginning of time, before we came in from Africa, we were known
Yes.
to be the actual agriculturalists, if you will that was taken from us and
Hmm.
we are hidden from it. But we've been blessed by a national TV network that even this platform, what I'm doing, is going to come to the forefront through a very heavy hitter celebrity. And I'm saying this on
Oh,
this
wow.
goes live across several platforms. Our organization was selected to bring awareness to White House leadership as well as just leaders in general that make decisions on equity and inclusion because we have
Oh,
not
wow.
been we have not been provided equality nor inclusion.
Hmm.
And my research has found over 100 years. And that's why we have
Wow.
so many of our children being killed and incarcerated because the resources don't come to organizations like ours to give to people like you, who's a true servant of the land, and trying to make sure that minority children and minority people have access to good food and see people that look decent and pretty. And I say that pretty because you make
Hmm.
agriculture look good. And that's what children see. You do, because I mean, I was just
Hmm.
like, wow, she's gorgeous. And I have no, I'm
Yeah.
very
Well,
sincere.
thank you.
Yeah. So we want to make sure that the world see, as well as young people can see, people like you said, you're educated.
Hmm.
You served in the military. You have your degree. Now you have your agriculture business. You're doing it in your community. That's the package, honey. That is the
Hmm.
package. Married with children, and again, that's something that we want the world to see, especially
Wow.
the next generation. So I
Yeah.
thank
Yeah.
you. You have last words of wisdom that you would like to share, or now let me back that up just a little bit. Has there been any barriers for you that you just, it's just what I call them unnecessary barriers? Because some barriers are just not meant to be.
I think the the biggest barrier for me is not being able to see anybody like me in this industry. And that's difficult, because we want to see examples. We want to get mentored by those who've gone before us. And I think that that's a barrier that's on the inside, because I want to be able to kind of branch out to those who've gone before me. But other than just resources to begin, that's
Yes.
tough. That's tough
Right.
for anybody who's entering into any field where
Right.
they're brand new and they don't have the backing that maybe others have had. And you see these, $1 million farms, and you're just like,
Most
I
definitely.
don't, And so I think that that's a huge external barrier that we've encountered and somehow have overcome in some ways. But the one that still just lingers is just seeing others who are young and who are really into kind of helping to build up communities. That's a tough one because I don't have any kind of mentorship in that area. Um, However, what you mentioned before is really encouraging because I think as women, we forget that we multiply. And anything that you put our hands into, we are able to multiply what you give us, supposedly.
Literally and figuratively. We can. Again, we
Yes,
produce.
literally and figuratively.
You must
And so you
definitely.
give me just a little bit, and we started with just a little bit,
Just a little bit.
and I'm able to multiply it over and over again with the help, not just by my own hands, but God is helping us.
Most definitely.
There's others who are supporting us. And so we're able to just multiply what we've had. I think that when people block you from kind of experiencing based off of discrimination or whatever it is, misogyny, whatever the case may be, that
Mhm.
that doesn't allow for us to multiply in different areas in our life. And so
Right.
I'm very, very grateful that I've just gotten just a little bit that I have right now, and I'm able to multiply it. And I'm able to see my sons prosper and have them multiply things through whatever's coming in their lives as well, my sons and my daughters. And so I will say that that is encouraging for me to hear you say that, and also encouraging to be in this place that I'm in right now. And I'm seeing different things. I'm seeing the harvest come forth, and
Most
it's
definitely.
yeah. So
It's real, isn't it? In agriculture, it's real. It's
it
spiritually connection as well as tangible, that you're able to literally reap what you've sown.
yes.
And that's through the storms, the ice storms, through the barriers. God is real, as you said. He is so
Yes.
real, and He looks high. He sits high and looks low, and He
Mhm.
knows all of our hearts, and He's bringing it to fruition. All of that's supposed to be, everything
Mhm.
that is of common sense and the right is coming to fruition, and we are
Yes.
so excited. And you're
Mhm.
definitely one of those farmers that we would love if however we can assist you, but most importantly, I do want you to contact the NRCS with the
Okay.
USDA. And if you need us to help connect you in any way, we can, because they can help you with so many resources. And you've been
Okay.
doing it for 3 years, so it's no excuse as far as, oh, you have to be in the industry, because
Yeah.
they'll give you that rundown. Not
Yeah.
NRCS though. That's another
Okay.
agency that we're working on trying to make sure those things roll out to be equal and fair, from another agency, but NRCS is your number one agency that you are guaranteed to receive help from the
Okay.
USDA. Well, Mrs. Hughes, how many children do you have? Let's just make it real light right now.
Oh, did I lose you? I have six kids, six children
Nice.
from my own body. And so my oldest is 17,
Uh-huh.
and actually he'll be 18 in a few months, which is
Wow, you look
just
wonderful.
mind blowing for me. But he's just been such a great help here as we've begun this whole new season in our lives. And my youngest is just 1 year old. And so I have a
Wow,
whole
that's
age range
beautiful.
of children, all
And
in the
you're
mix
raising
in
them on a
between.
farm, so they're
I
getting the
am.
true. To me, those are true life skills.
Yeah, we
Those
got to
are
put away the
solid.
Chromebooks. We got to put away the video games, and we have to go outside, and we have to mow our pastures, and we have to feed the chickens, and we have to move them. There's a storm coming. There's things that we have to use our own hands
That's
to do.
right.
And
That's
so I think that that's very important for my children in their formative age to
mhm.
begin to understand responsibility and just kind of seeing. Um, from the very beginning to the very
Mhm.
end. And then we also have them at the farmers market as we're selling. And so they're learning business, they're learning customer service, they're learning communications. They know they were there when we got the day old chicks. And so they can tell the customer
Yes.
exactly what's been happening with our product. And so it's really, really great to see them blossom and grow as we're learning together as a family unit, what this looks like. And so,
I
yes.
just want to like produce you in some way to bring you out as this phenomenal young woman that is really that true mother that what we need to get back to. You know,
Yes.
like mothers need to see you how your hair is fly, your
Oh,
skin is
yeah.
gorgeous, your teeth are nice. I mean, you've served in the military. You got. I mean, I don't want to go back down through your resume,
I'm
but
still a girl.
it is what it
Yeah.
is. You are
Mm-hmm.
definitely one of those mothers that should be showcased. Well, in my world, you will be.
Oh,
My platform is not huge, but it's definitely we're the largest minority nonprofit agriculture in the world. And
wow.
yeah, and it started
That's
right here in
impressive.
Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to show that this California beauty queen has done it all and doing it in agriculture. So I thank you so very much for all
Thank
of your
you.
words of empowerment. If these individuals who are viewing our talk show today have not been empowered, they need to go pray and get themselves together. Because I've been empowered just so much, and like I said, I will be in touch.
Okay.
If you're not able to do like a little recording of what you do, we could take from this video
Mm-hmm.
that we have. We're going to show clippings of it, and that's
Okay.
what we'll do. We'll show clippings of it at the conference. We would love to have you at the conference if you would like to attend. I do have funding for scholarships for veteran
Okay.
women. If you would like to go, just get in touch with us, and we'll try to make that happen.
Okay. Let me know the info and I'll look into it. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
And thank you for being with us today. Like I always like to say to all of our viewers, as you all can see, from the beauty queen, the veteran, and the shero that's in ag, that's brought her whole life back through agriculture and serving her community. It's always a great day in ag to make that day.
Mhm.
So you
Yes.
all have a wonderful afternoon. I thank you, Mrs. Hughes, and we
Thank
will be
you.
in touch. Thank you again for all
Okay.
your
Sounds
service.
good. Thank you and blessings to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
There's none like you. No one else can touch my heart like you do. And I could search for all eternity long and find there is none like you. Oh, there is none like you. No one else can touch my heart like you do. And I could search for all eternity long and find there is none like you.